Welcome to The Deep Dive. We sift through your sources, find those crucial bits of knowledge, and, give you the shortcut to being genuinely up to speed.
And today, we're bracing ourselves, I think, for a dive into something, well, pretty absurd culturally. We've got 35 years of iconic animation meeting head-on the future of digital money.
That's it exactly. We are looking right at this really bizarre crossroads between, the longest-running American animated series, The Simpsons, this cultural giant, and one of the newer but definitely ambitious crypto projects out there, the Pi Network.
Right. And our mission for you, the listener, is pretty focused.
Yeah.
We need to dissect this whole cultural meme connecting the show and the coin, and importantly, separate the, let's say, entertaining guesswork from the kind of objective, practical thinking you need for understanding a modern tech trend like this.
Yeah, because the core idea, the thing driving literally millions of people and fueling this community, it's this claim that The Simpsons might have actually predicted the success of Pi Network, the blockchain project that wants everyone mining on their smartphones. So the big question we're trying to unpack today is, it sounds simple, but it tells you a lot about group psychology. Could the folks in Springfield really have given us a sneak peek at where this crypto is heading?
Well, when you look at how long the show's been around and some of its, frankly, startlingly accurate predictions in the past, you can kind of see why people are even talking about this. It's not just a cartoon anymore. It's weirdly become this sort of a cultural oracle for some.
Definitely. Before we even get to the pi symbols hidden in Choctaws or these alleged number targets, we really need to establish why any little coincidence from this show can suddenly spark a whole new theory. I mean, we're talking about the absolute heavyweight champ of American animation. It's got this huge cultural footprint, more than 30 Emmy Awards.
And it's not just awards or viewers, right? It's actually changed language. Homer's famous dough, that's literally in the Oxford English Dictionary. The sources we looked at point out how the writers, just by focusing on, the political, economic, tech weirdness of their own time, have sometimes ended up decades ahead of the curve. It's so strange.
Okay, let's quickly run through some of the greatest hits, the Simpsons prophecies that built this legend, starting with one that felt almost chillingly prescient. The pandemic.
Yes. That would be the 1993 episode, Marge's Arrest.
Yeah.
It had this thing called the Osaka flu, brought in on a juicer from Asia, caused a pandemic, panic, social breakdown.
Right.
The way it showed mass hysteria, rumors spreading, people hoarding stuff like masks, actually, it felt eerily like what we all went through globally in 2020.
And then there's the political one, the one that just seemed completely off the wall back then, Donald Trump becoming president.
Yeah, the 2000 episode, President Trump, it showed Lisa Simpson inheriting this huge budget mess from her predecessor, President Trump. The writer Dan Greeny, I think, he famously said they picked Trump because he seemed like the most absurd kind of joke candidate imaginable back then.
And yet
reality caught up in 2017. They also seem weirdly good at predicting tech and corporate stuff, too. You look back at the 1995 episode, Lisa's getting married. There's a character making a video call on his watch.
On his watch, yeah. Wild for 95.
Totally. But it perfectly anticipates, smartwatches, FaceTime on your wrist, all that stuff we have now.
And the big business world wasn't safe either, right? The whole Disney buying Fox thing.
That's another one. A huge multi-billion-dollar deal happened in 2019. But way back in a 1998 episode, A Star is Born, there's just this brief shot of the 20th Century Fox logo, and underneath it says, a division of Walt Disney Co.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got this pattern. Tech, politics, corporate mergers. Given that history, when a potentially world-changing new technology like, say, a crypto network comes along, it feels almost inevitable that its fans are going to dig through old episodes looking for signs, for validation.
Exactly. But okay, let's pause the prophecy hunt for a second and look at the subject of the prediction. Let's talk Pi Network itself, completely separate from any cartoon connections. What is it, fundamentally?
So, Pi Network. It's a cryptocurrency project based on blockchain, kicked off in 2019 by some Stanford grads. The main idea, their core goal, is really about inclusivity. They want to make a digital currency that's super easy for anyone to get and own, basically.
Yeah.
So no matter how much you know about tech or how much money you have.
And the way you get at the mining, that's the really different part compared to, like, Bitcoin, right? Where you need serious hardware and tons of power.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's the key technical bit, yeah. Pi uses a specific kind of consensus mechanism. It's a variation of something called the Stellar Consensus Protocol. And what that allows is for users to, quote, mine the coin just by opening the app and tapping a button once a day. It's incredibly light on energy, very ecological, and really that daily tap, it's more about showing commitment to the network security, proving you're a real person, than it is about, like, heavy-duty computing.
So the mining is really more like a distribution system designed to get a really wide, spread out network of users, these pioneers, as they call them.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole system encourages growth. You mine faster if you bring in more trusted people to your network.
Yeah.
It's absolutely built for mass adoption first. Right now, they're still working towards launching their mainnet, the fully open network.
Okay.
And the long-term plan for value is about building an ecosystem on top of it, letting people create and use apps that run on Pi, using the coin for actual stuff.
Right, that makes sense. But that development phase, that long wait for the open mainnet, that really highlights how crucial community belief and keeping people motivated must be.
Oh, absolutely critical. And that need, that absolute necessity for keeping the pioneers engaged and hopeful.
Well, that's precisely why this whole Simpsons prophecy thing is such a powerful tool for the community.
Perfect timing. Let's dive into the juicy part now, the actual evidence the community points to. What are these supposed visual clues they're finding in Springfield?
Okay, so the theories usually revolve around little background details. The most obvious one, naturally, is the Greek letter pi. Pi, the mathematical symbol.
Which is also the network's logo, yeah.
Exactly. So they find the symbol popping up seemingly everywhere, on chalkboards in classrooms, maybe on textbooks, sometimes just scrawled as graffiti in the background. Across loads of different episodes, though often it's tricky to pin down exactly which one without, specific references. So basically, anytime the most famous constant in mathematics appears in a show, often set in schools or featuring smart characters, that's instantly seen as a direct nod to a crypto project from 2019. Wow. That's some serious confirmation bias at work.
It really is. And it doesn't stop there. It gets layered with claims about specific numbers showing up. The community talks a lot about numbers like 314 or maybe 31,415, obviously referencing the digits of pi.
As what, like future price predictions for the coin?
Exactly, as potential value targets. And the claim is these numbers have flashed up in the show, maybe really quickly, on Homer's TV screen or on a sign in the background somewhere.
The idea that a Simpsons writer back in, say, 1998 deliberately hid a future crypto price in a background gag, purely as a story, it's kind of amazing.
It really speaks to how much people want to believe in a shared story, doesn't it? And beyond just the direct pi symbols and numbers, they also point to scenes set in the future, episodes showing Springfield decades from now. And in those futures, they often show new kinds of digital payments, cashless societies, that kind of thing. And the community interprets that as, like, broad foreshadowing for new financial systems, like Pi Network. Seeing cash disappear in the cartoon future confirms their digital present, in a way.
And how does all this stuff, these scattered clips and numbers, actually spread and gain traction?
Oh, it's all about quick visual hits on platforms built for that. Think YouTube Shorts, TikTok. You get these short videos that rapidly cut between an alleged scene from the show and maybe the Pi Network logo or some text about the prediction.
Ah, the comparison montage.
Exactly. It visually proves the link, makes the prophecy feel more credible, and it's super easy to share and go viral.
And the effect on the Pi project itself, what does this do for them?
It's huge for morale. It really builds excitement and, crucially, trust. It gives the pioneers, who are still waiting for this open mainnet launch, this shared belief system, it boils down to, hey, if the Simpsons talked about it, then Pi Network must be legit. It must be going somewhere big.
Okay, right here. This is where we need to slam on the brakes and get critical. We've seen the evidence, we see the community impact, but now we have to look hard at these so-called prophecies, especially because we're in the crypto space, which, let's be honest, is super prone to hype, rumors, and that fear of missing out, the FOMO.
This is absolutely the crucial point for you, the listener. We need to really break down why these memes grab people, but also stress that you've got to approach these interpretations extremely carefully. What's really interesting is how confirmation bias operates in this particular context.
Yeah, if you've got a project that asks people to stay involved for years, clicking a button every day with no clear dollar value yet, the community almost needs signs, needs proof points, even if maybe they're reading too much into things. So what are the big warning signs about the evidence itself?
Well, the first one, like we touched on, is just the overwhelming power of confirmation bias. Pi isn't some secret symbol. It's maybe the most recognized math constant there is. The Simpsons is written by smart people, lots of Ivy League grads, who love putting in math jokes, science references, history gags.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly easy to find the pi symbol, or numbers related to it, and assign this huge significance to it if you're already looking for a connection to the pi network to see what you want to see.
And if you try to actually verify these claims, trace them back to the source episode, what's the roadblock there?
Often, it's a real lack of clear, objective source info. A lot of these images or short clips claiming to show a pi prediction, they don't tell you the episode title or the original air date.
Ah, so you can't even check the context easily.
Exactly. The proof mainly floats around as these pre-edited, context-stripped snippets. It makes it almost impossible for someone trying to be objective to go back and say, wait, what was really happening in that scene?
So the story itself, the meme, the cultural link, it works brilliantly for building community buzz and maybe even marketing, but the actual hard proof is shaky at best.
That sums it up well. The narrative is a powerful engine for engagement, for keeping that online community feeling energized and hopeful, regardless of whether the prediction holds any water. But you have to keep that narrative separate from the project's actual technical progress and real-world prospects.
Right. And if we zoom out to the bigger picture, the source material we looked at is pretty clear on this. The eventual success, and maybe more importantly, the actual value of the pi coin isn't going to be decided by whether Homer Simpson accidentally drew a pi symbol once.
No, it's going to depend entirely on tangible, real-world things. The sources hammer this home. Success hinges on, their technical development towards that mainnet, whether they can build a useful ecosystem of apps, the strategic calls made by the core team, what the broader crypto market is doing, and importantly, how regulators decide to treat projects like this. Those are the factors that matter, and they operate completely independently of cartoon predictions.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what have we really seen here? It's this incredible example of how a pop culture meme rooted in an animated show can genuinely shape how people perceive a real developing technology. This whole prophecy meme is itself a fascinating cultural thing. It's born right at that intersection between a beloved, long-running show and this sort of intense, sometimes irrational hopes people pin on new crypto projects.
And the absolute crucial takeaway for you, the listener, is this. You have got to keep a clear head and be able to separate the fun, the entertainment value of a potential Simpsons prediction from the serious need for critical thinking and solid objective data when you're making decisions, especially financial ones. Letting that thought creep in, oh, it must be okay, The Simpsons predicted it, that's where you risk letting hype cloud your judgment in a market that's already really speculative.
That really is the core lesson from this deep dive. Okay, to leave you with something to chew on. The sources mentioned that The Simpsons, true to form, is already poking fun at current tech trends like crypto volatility and the whole NFT craze. Now imagine if the show decided to make a new episode not predicting Pi Network, but specifically satirizing this prediction meme itself. What part of today's crypto culture, that intense belief maybe, do you think they'd lampoon first? Maybe the idea that Homer's electricity bill holds the secret key to getting rich. Something to think about. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.